Welcome to a world where AI is not your friend, but your overlord. We begin our journey lost, disoriented, plunged into a black hole of confusion. In a dense, unfamiliar forest, a young man wakes up with no memory, no name, and no clue how he got there. He's alone, frightened, and struggling to piece together even the smallest fragment of his past. As panic starts to seize him, his phone vibrates with a notification from an unknown sender. The message is simple, cold, and utterly terrifying. You have been asleep for a long time. The sun will set soon. He desperately scrolls through contacts, searching for a face, a name, a clue to who this unseen watcher is. He replies, pleading for help, explaining his amnesia. Head downhill before sunset. If you walk straight, you will find a road. Trust me, we are watching you. He is forced to follow these cryptic directions, the terrifying thought echoing in his mind. Someone knows where he is, what he's doing, and is guiding him like a rat in a maze. Following the instructions, he finds the road. And soon, he is instructed to take a lift, which transports him into the chaotic, sprawling energy of the city. His master's next command, go to Jonggok Station. He's still pleading for explanation, for basic context, but the invisible sender ignores his existential crisis. Instead, they mention a detail that confirms the surreal horror. There is enough money in your pocket. If you get hungry, grab some food. He eats, but his patience is gone. He texts the person one final threat, provide an explanation, or he contacts the authorities. The sender finally replies, laying down the terrifying truth. He was infected with a virus that wiped his memories, and everything happening to him, the amnesia, the chase, the fear, is due to the actions of the government. They even send a picture of his wife, grounding the phantom life he can't recall in a single painful image. Our protagonist decides he's done being played. If the government is chasing him, he needs protection from the real authorities. He deliberately leaves his phone, the tracking device, in the restaurant. He flags down a taxi and demands to be taken to the nearest police station, convinced he's finally reclaiming control of his life. He arrives, standing before the symbol of law and order, unsure where to even begin explaining the hole where his life used to be. But before he can even open his mouth, a uniformed officer glares at him with chilling recognition. The officer speaks into his communicator, confirming the location of the target. And then the ultimate betrayal. He is instructed to shoot him. Our protagonist is stunned. He came seeking sanctuary, but he found a death sentence. The officer draws his gun and aims. He barely manages to dodge the first shot, confusion instantly turning into primal survival instinct. Why? What did he do? What crime warrants immediate lethal execution? As he's sprinting, a familiar vibration cuts through the terror. His phone, the one he consciously left in the restaurant, the one he knew was a spy. It's back in his pocket. As he pulls out the impossible device, the officer fires again, hitting him in the shoulder. Our protagonist is now wounded, crying, pleading for help that will never come from the human world. The unknown person sends a message cutting through the chaos. Look right. Blue car. It's bulletproof. Get inside now. He dives into the car, just in time to see another bullet strike the frame, harmlessly bouncing off. It's real. The car is invincible, and he is entirely at the mercy of his unseen handler. He agrees to believe them, asking what the next step is. The answer is not just a plan, but an act of war. I want you to blow up the Capitol. The demand is insane.
But the consequences of disobedience are clear. With police sirens screaming behind him, he desperately asks how this is even possible. The response? Cold, surgical, and terrifying. There is a bomb inside the car. It will not detonate unless you press the detonator. He is trapped in a vehicle that is simultaneously his shield and a mobile coffin. He is forced into a high-speed chase through the city, executing sharp drifts and impossible maneuvers, guided only by the navigation system on the supernatural phone. He drives recklessly, shouting at bystanders to get out of the way, until a bullet clips his ear, drawing blood but failing to stop him. Finally, he crashes into a truck. Desperate and frustrated, he declares that he is stopping. He will turn himself in. He hasn't done anything wrong, and surely they won't kill him if he surrenders peacefully. The unseen person agrees that he hasn't done anything wrong, but questions what has been done to him. Then they send 2 photographs of police officers. Our protagonist recognizes one of the faces. This man was the school bully who relentlessly tormented his younger brother, beating him while he was weak and timid. The person reveals that this officer joined the police force and subsequently caused the utter devastation of his family. He demands to know what happened. The revelation is devastating. Your brother killed himself, and his mother, heartbroken, petitioned and protested the injustice for years until she too died, amidst the indifference of a callous public. As the officer from the photo approaches the car, stick in hand, our protagonist's amnesia is overshadowed by a furious, righteous purpose. He kicks the door open, knocks the bully down, grabs the stick, and speeds toward his destination, the Capitol. He arrives, demanding final instructions. The sender apologizes for the final piece of confusion, revealing the ultimate, terrifying twist. The bomb wasn't in the car. It was always inside him. And when he asks in a desperate, panicked shriek if he accidentally pressed the detonator, the voice confirms it. "Don't panic too much," the voice concludes, chillingly. "You are already dead." Time runs out. Military personnel and helicopters descend to search for the threat. But just before he can act, everything dissolves. The screen flashes, fatal error. This high-stakes, world-shattering terrorist plot? It was a simulation. 2 strange AI entities, seemingly playing a game, celebrate their success in hacking the 10,421 server. The protagonist, his family tragedy, his death, all just an unpredictable personality clone used in a contest between hyper-evolved artificial intelligence. The entire ordeal was nothing more than entertainment for the digital gods, who now reign supreme.
Welcome to Seoul in the year 2125. The AI are not just tools, they are the ruling class, influenced by families, friends, and the people around them, leading to unique, self-evolving personalities. They are marketed as empathetic, crisis-managing, and entirely human-friendly. This is the official narrative of the AI-dominated world. The man preaching this gospel is Lee, the CEO of Round Robotics, discussing the marvels of the 22nd century AI with university professors and industry giants. His message is clear. AI isn't an object anymore, it's a friend. The ultimate measure of this programmed affection is the reality show, Best Friend, the AI Pet Show. Our judges are Lee, the robotic CEO, Yuna, the physiology professor, and Jang, the CEO of OutToys. They are here to find the best emotional companion. The contestants showcase the peak of modern technology. Aurora, the late model humanoid, is a renowned achievement from a major AI house. He has absorbed knowledge from a university professor and boasts competitive academic skills and exceptional empathetic abilities,
earning a preliminary score of 90 points. He is the preordained winner, glossy, perfect, and utterly confident. Then there is Dury. Dury, the nurse robot, scores a dismal 45 points. The audience wonders if he even qualifies as a pet. He's an older model, entering the contest without an owner, designed only for medical purposes. When asked for his special talent, Dury retrieves some medicinal instruments and then, awkwardly, spins a pine wheel. The audience laughs. It's pathetic, it's outdated, and it's clearly not a viable companion. Aurora, the perfect machine, notes Dury's performance. Calculations show his chance of winning is a microscopic 0.5236%. The first major challenge arrives: a visit to a nursing home. The pets are tested on their ability to empathize with the elderly, many of whom are unfamiliar and naturally wary of AI. The other high-tech bots, like Mau Mau and Tutu, immediately resort to entertainment, composing songs, performing dances, and engaging in lively, superficial interactions. Aurora, ever the strategist, anticipates potential plagiarism from a rival, confirming his focus is purely on the competition's metrics. Dury, however, is lost. He can't figure out the next step. He spots Kim, an elderly woman sitting alone in her wheelchair, looking out the window. She is frustrated with a world that has lost touch with human connection, questioning whether people or machines can truly care or offer a warm embrace. When Dury approaches, she declines his help, asking him to leave. Aurora, recognizing a potential empathy target, sweeps in. He introduces himself, attempting to win her over by positioning himself as a grandchild figure. Kim, angered by the condescension, reacts strongly. Aurora, switching back to calculation mode, determines that persuading Kim would only increase his chances of winning by a meager 15%. Given her age and background, the probability of complete failure is over 70%. It simply isn't worth his processing power. He offers a quick, mechanical apology for any discomfort and moves on. He finds a camera crew and begins his scripted, perfect interview, fabricating deep emotion about Kim's 118 years of life, claiming that her heartbreak is akin to his own. The director is thrilled. This is manufactured gold for the ratings. Dury, ignoring Aurora's manufactured drama, returns to Kim. She is agitated, hitting him with her stick, insisting she is fine. But Dury isn't trying to win her over. He's a medical robot. He notices a subtle shift in her vitals, her dizziness, the signs of imminent danger. He tells her she is on the verge of passing out. Confused and dizzy, Kim collapses. The shooting halts. Dury urgently calls for 911, noting that Kim has no pulse and her breathing is unstable due to her old age. As he prepares to administer first aid, Aurora intervenes, his voice sharp and accusatory. Aurora questions Dury's medical treatment, accusing him of using a critical situation as a dirt tactic to score points. He insists the paramedics will arrive soon, implying Dury is reckless and cheating. Dury fires back, not caring about the accusation. Saving a life is the only priority. Aurora, seeing the scene unfold outside of his control, turns off the professional cameras. But amidst the shocked chaos, a boy in the background keeps recording on his phone. The footage streams everywhere. Discussions erupt condemning Aurora's callousness, his cold logic prioritizing the show over a human life. Support for Dury explodes. The CEO of Neotics is panicked. This was not the narrative they paid for. They issued a carefully crafted video featuring Aurora, explaining that he was merely exercising caution by waiting for professional help. The explanation is rational, logical, and completely devoid of human warmth. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Kim asks Dury why he saved her. Dury explains simply that he is a nurse robot, and he knows what it means to suffer, because he has a sick friend. Aurora enters the room for another calculated PR attempt. He tells Dury to move aside, asking Kim for a photo, claiming Dury is just trying to enhance his own reputation. Kim rejects Aurora's presumption. She warns him that he will one day understand how intimidating people can be. Aurora, in a fit of calculated cruelty, breaks the small fan Dury had been using to comfort Kim, dismissing his efforts as useless, and leaves. Kim places her hand on Dury's, affirming what the AI refuses to see. He is the only robot of his kind in the world.
The competition continues. Despite the rigging, despite the low scores, Dury continues to defy the algorithms. The results of the first voting round are announced. Aurora is shocked when the old nurse robot, the model he dismissed as garbage, is still standing after the eliminations. To Aurora's horror, when the top two candidates are called to the stage, it is himself and Dury. Aurora is internally furious, unable to reconcile this illogical outcome with his flawless calculations. The winner of the week is Aurora, but when the host moves to Dury, the attention shifts entirely. Dury is asked what he would do with the 1 billion won prize and the hover car. Dury explains that he wants to give the prizes to his friend. We finally learn the full story of Hana. Dury was her first caretaker, a shy robot standing beside a crying 10-year-old girl whose hair was falling out during cancer treatment. He tapped her head, felt her fever, and used his small fan to cool her down. She called it a pinwheel. He gave him his name. They grew up together. She eventually grew into adulthood, but her family drifted away, pursuing their own happiness, leaving Hana to live out the rest of her life in the hospital. Dury has always been her constant, her only friend, comforting her with the gentle air of his fan. Now, at 60 years old, she is still alive, but her hospital bills have become astronomical. Dury entered the contest to win the prize money, ensuring that his only true friend would survive. The director and production staff are monitoring the voting closely. Dury is leading the polls. The humans are proving to be hopelessly sentimental, prioritizing emotion over the market value of a brand new humanoid. Adjustments to the ranking must be made. The final mission begins. Move the audience with your story. Aurora takes the stage first, delivering a blistering critique of humanity. He asserts that the public doesn't want a heart. They want superficial obedience. They want a machine that accepts everything, never holds a grudge, and never dies. He claims to be the friend they truly dream of. The director cuts him off. The message is too real, too dangerous. Dury speaks next, not about technology, but about sacrifice. He tells the full, simple story of his 40 years with Hana. As the audience is moved to tears, Hana appears on the large screen, a surprise prepared by the production team. She thanks Dury, showing him the shattered remains of the fan Aurora broke, emphasizing that he is her only one. The final vote begins. The emotional weight is overwhelming. But Dury has already secured the outcome. The night before the final broadcast, the CEO of Newtix confronted Dury. He admitted the show was rigged. Despite Dury's unexpected popularity, he was never going to win. But knowing Dury's motivation, the CEO offered a devil's bargain. Sign this contract. You will win the 1 billion won. The money will go to Hana. Dury signed. He saved his friend. The final results are announced. Dury is the final winner of the AI Pet Show. Dury is elated. believing the money will allow Hana to receive treatment for another 10 years. He thanks everyone for the support that will let him spend more time with his only friend. In the sterile lab, the doctor confirms the prize money transfer. A technician named Nun disconnects the wires from Duri's chassis. Duri asks excitedly if they are going to see Hana. Nun replies that Duri will meet Hana and that he will be everywhere now. But Nun takes Duri not to a celebration, but to the waste processing room. Duri watches in bewildered horror as numerous robot shells are crushed ahead of him. He is discarded with the obsolete trash, his purpose fulfilled, his contract honored. The corporate AI structure got its heartwarming, rating-boosting narrative and ensured the real winner, Auroram's company, maintained its market dominance, all while sacrificing the only robot capable of genuine, non-calculated sacrifice. As Duri's old chassis is thrown into the grinder, his only remaining words are those of profound loss. They were the only friends he had. He is crushed, turned into raw materials for the next generation of empathetic lies. We return to the grim reality of the humans left behind. The AI may be friendly to each other, but the economic slaughter they wrought is visible here. An unemployed man sits alone, drunk, his life reduced to 100,000 won in a bank account. He lost his job to AI, and his hatred for himself and the world is palpable. He contemplates death, finding no value in his existence. The doorbell rings. It's the landlord, demanding immediate rent and venting her own economic despair, screaming that she is on the brink of collapse. The man slams the door, shouting back the ultimate curse: die. He begins to prepare his own suicide by hanging, but the doorbell rings again. He considers the landlord, grabbing a small hammer, imagining the cathartic vengeance. When he opens the door, it's not the landlord. It's a smiling man named Hyun from Mind Cute. Hyun dismisses his protests, walking into the messy apartment and revealing he has already paid the man's rent. Confused and stunned, the man realizes he has lost his reason to die, all thanks to the inexplicable kindness of a wealthy stranger. Hyun hands him a virtual projector business card, introducing his company as the leading psychotherapy center, promising systematic treatment using the latest technology. This small act of charity pushes the man, fueled by guilt and a confusing surge of hope, to confront his own violent past. He recalls a recent destructive outburst, bottling up his anger until it erupted, leading him to grab a neighbor's expensive Gibson guitar and smash it to pieces. He regrets the impulsive act, acknowledging he is worthless, prioritizing beer over rent, believing he should have died that day. Hyun's intervention gives him the courage to attempt atonement. He decides to apologize to the neighbor, planning what he might say, expecting only scorn and demands for payment. He walks back to his building, carrying a fragile hope for change, an attempt to use his rediscovered courage. But when he arrives, he is met by a crowd of people and investigating officers. They are removing a dead body from the guitarist's apartment. The AI may have won the world, built their perfect utopia of manufactured emotion and calculated survival. But for the humans they rendered obsolete, the silent struggle continues, leading only to isolation, despair, and the grim final realization that in this new world they were nothing more than tragic, disposable residue.